योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्ताम् सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यां च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्. The third verse in Vishnu Sahasranama is Yogo Yoga Vidam Neta Pradhana Puruseshwaraha Narasimha Vabhu Shriman Kesava Purushottamaha. The words in this verse are Yoga, Yoga Vidam Neta Pradhana Puruseshwaraha Narasimha Vabhu Shriman Keshava Purushottamaha. So these are the 7 words in this verse. So the first verse, yoga, means yoga itself means yujyate iti yoga. It means join or coming together, union, that is yoga. Union is yoga. Bhagavan Vishnu is the Paramatma. So one who practices to join the Atma with Paramatma. The method of joining the Atma with Paramatma is the yoga. You can join it by any method. You can use the bhakti or you can use the Patanjali's Ashtanga Yoga, which is very famous. Usually people do that. Or you can use Jnana Yoga. By any means, one who joins the Atma with Paramatma is Yujyate iti Yoga. That is, union is yoga. Now, Patanjali's yoga that is the Ashtanga Yoga it has 8 different steps. The first step is the yama, that is the discipline, the external discipline. Niyama, second step, that is the discipline of the mind, the right conduct. The third is the asana, the right posture for yoga. Then pranayama, control of breath. By this, the mind is controlled. Then pratyahara, the withdrawal of the senses. Then dharana, that is thinking about focusing on one idea itself, just focusing on one idea or the form or the idea itself, just like that, that concentration, that is dharana. The next is the dhyana, continuous flow of that one idea. The last is the samadhi. In that state, one reaches that supreme consciousness, that supreme conscious state where the Atma merges with Paramatma, that is a samadhi. In this state, there is no one else, only Paramatma. And Paramatma is no one other than Bhagavan Vishnu. And so, Bhagavan Vishnu in that state is said as yoga because the Atma attains that stage, that goes to that state and merges with Paramatma and is established in that state itself. So the Atma, it becomes the Paramatma in that state. And so Bhagavan Vishnu is called as yoga. That action is that yoga. The next is yoga vitam neta. Yoga with means a person who knows yoga, or a person who knows to join the Atma with Paramatma is Yogavid. Yogavitam Neta means he is the Neta means leader of the yogis. In that sense, what it means is In the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Krishna says that if you always remain in that state, that is, in that state of Brahman, where you join your Atma with the Paramatma in that supreme state, if one is there in that state itself, then Bhagavan Krishna gives guarantee that he will look after the needs, that is the physical and the spiritual needs of that person. A leader is supposed to take care of all of our needs, even in the daily life or in the worldly life. It is like that. So a person who takes care of all our needs is the Neta leader, and Bhagavan Vishnu, he takes care of all the yogis. He attends to their all their physical and spiritual needs, and so Bhagavan Vishnu is called as Yogavitam Neta. The third word is the Pradhana Puruseshwaraha. Pradhana means Prakriti, and Prakriti is the outcome of Maya. And Purusha means, it is explained in the last verse itself, Purusha means the indwelling self, that is the indwelling Atma in all the beings is the Purusha. Purusheti iti Purushaha, that who indwells in all the beings is Purusha. Now, Prakriti or Maya, it has two powers. That is the Avarana Shakti and the Vikshebak Shakti. Avarana Shakti is the power to hide the reality. And the Viksheba Shakti is to create an illusion in that. If only if the Maya hides something, then at least we can find it out. But more than that, on top of that, it creates something as illusion. So we are totally confused. Only because of this Avarana Shakti and the Viksheba Shakti, we feel that this creation is real. We feel, because only of these two powers, we feel that the Purusha, who is always inactive and detached from the body mind, we feel that it is active. It's all because of the Avarana and the Viksheba Shaktis. Of course, this Avarana and Viksheba Shaktis are absolutely needed for this transactional world, for this transactional reality. Only then we can exhaust our prarabdha karmas and our mind attains purity. So it's needed for a transactional world, but we must understand how it works and what is its nature, so that we can understand our real self and then be involved in all our actions, just like Bhagavan Krishna or any other avatar of Lord Vishnu. So this Avarana Shakti and the Vikshebak Shakti, it creates a form illusion in this world. Bhagavan Vishnu, who is the knower of this Atma, and he also knows this Maya, and the Prakriti is the product of Maya, and the Pradhana is the other name of Prakriti. So he knows about the Pradhana, and so he is called as Pradhana Ishvara. He also knows about the Purusha. Purusha is that indwelling self in all the living beings. He is Paramatma. He knows about the Purusha also. In fact, this Purusha is nothing, it's only Paramatma. Since the Purusha is indwelling in each being, it gives an appearance that it is separate, but actually, this Purusha is none other than Paramatma itself. So, Bhagavan Vishnu, he knows about the Purusha, so he is called as the Purusheshwara. He knows about the Pradhana, that is Maya and Prakriti, and so he is called as Pradhana Purusheshwara. So that's the meaning of the third word. The fourth word is the Narasimha Vabhu. Nara means a man and Simha means lion. One who took the form of man and lion, he is called as the Narasimha Babu. Bhagavan Vishnu, as his fourth avatar, took the form of man and lion, Narasimha, which is famously called as Narasimha avatar. He took this form, and that is, he took this avatar to safeguard or to protect one of his very young devotee, Prahlad, to safeguard that child from his own father, Hiranyakashipu. So, why did he take this form? Because Hiranyakashipu, he worshipped Brahmaji, Lord Brahma, and God received wounds from Brahma that he must not be killed by any man or any animal or beast. So, knowing this, Bhagavan Vishnu combined both, that is, the Nara and Simha, combined both of them, and it took the form of Nara Simha, that is, man and lion, which was least expected by Hiranyakashipu. The form of Narasimha is that Bhagavan, he has that head of the lion, the body of the man, with sharp claws to tear that Ashura apart. And that's how he killed Hiranyakashipu. So it could have been other way around also. He could have had the head of the man and the body of the lion. Then also it's Narasimha. Why he took the form with a lion head and the body of the man is, any Ashura is of tamasic nature. They have tremendous strength, but they are ignorant people. They may have tremendous strength, but not that intelligent. They are ignorant. That's why they didn't understand the value of Bhagavan. So to kill Asura, the strength is needed. The lion rules the forest by its strength, and man rules this world by his intelligence. So if Bhagavan took the form with the head of man means, then the intelligence will be more than the strength. That's why he took the form of lion and the body of man and with sharp claws, so that he has more strength to kill that tamasic Ashura. So that's the reason why Bhagavan took the head of the lion and the body of the man. And he killed the Hiranyakashipu, the great Ashura. And so Bhagavan is called as Narasimha Vabhu. The next word in this verse is Sriman. Shri means Lakshmi, and Sriman means one who has Lakshmi in his body. Bhagavan Vishnu always has a Lakshmi in his chest, and so Bhagavan Vishnu is called as Sriman. The next word in this verse is Keshava. Keshava, the direct meaning of Keshava is one who has beautiful, long, thick hair. So that's the direct meaning of Keshava. Kesha means hair, Keshava means one who has that beautiful, long, thick hair. Almost all the human avatars of Bhagavan Vishnu, they had very beautiful hair. In the Ramayana, it is said that when Sri Rama, he went to the forest for 14 years, Vanavasa, he used to tie his hair, that is, he used to comb up his hair and put a top knot on top of his head. And he will ask Sri Lakshmana to bring that Batakshira, that is the resin from that Indian banyan tree. That resin, it will be in the form of thread, you might have seen. in the Indian fig or in the banyan tree, that Vatakshira. Sri Lakshmana will bring that Vatakshira and Sri Rama will tie his hair, kept in position at the top of the head, and tie it around it so that it will be there intact for 1 or 2 days. So that is in the Rama avatar. In the Krishna avatar, no need to say. Yashodama, she will tie the little Krishna's hair on top of his head, like a bun shape, and decorated with peacock feather. And before he goes to play, she will tie his hair like this and let him go to play after that. So in all the avatars, the hair is very important. Any person will have beautiful hair. Normally, in today's time, what we say is if he has a good health condition, then that person will have beautiful thick hair. Or the climatic conditions, that global warming and impurities, all that. Mental state, if they are calm, peaceful, if they are if they have a stressful lifestyle, then they will not have hair. That is why even some people, they have the name as Keshava, they may be bald headed. Because of today's lifetime, it can be like this because of the pollution, because of the water, because of the heat, and all that. But in ancient times, all these are important. The health condition, everything was important even then. But the main reason why many people had beautiful hair at that time was, it is said in scriptures that the hair, it indicates a person's mental state. That is, if a person is pure and with knowledge, then definitely he will have beautiful hair. It indicates the state of mind of that person. That's why hair is very important. You might have noticed that all our sages, they had very beautiful thick hair, and the same way they will put a top knot on top of their head in a bun shape and tie it with rudraksha or vatakshira or whatever it is, and they will keep it on top of the head to cover that sahasrara chakra, because while they meditate there is a possibility that their life energy may escape through that sahasrara chakra. So to have it in control, they all, while they meditate, surely when they meditate, they will tie their hair on top of their head and put it in a bun shape like that. We have noticed in almost all the sages. The sages means they will have a top knot on their head. So they all had beautiful hair. It indicates the state of mind of a person and their knowledge. And that's the importance given for this word Keshava. And a person, that is Bhagavan Krishna, when is called as Keshava, means not only that he has beautiful hair, of course he had beautiful hair, but more than that, it indicates his state of mind, which is so sharp, calm, and with Brahmajnana. So that's one meaning of the word Keshava. And the next meaning is, it has three meanings, and the next meaning is the killer of the Asura Keshi is called Keshava. When Bhagavan Krishna was growing up in Vrindavan, his uncle Kamsa, he sent an Asura called Keshi, and he came in the form of a horse to kill Lord Krishna. And when he came near and opened his mouth, Bhagavan Krishna, he just put his fist in his mouth, his hand in his mouth, and he suffocated. That Asura suffocated and he died. He was such a cruel Asura, no one could heal him. And seeing this, sage Narada, he came and appreciated Bhagavan Krishna and gave him the name, you killed Keshi, you are the killer of Keshi, and so from now on you will be called as Keshava. So that is another meaning why Bhagavan Lord Vishnu is called as Keshava. The other meaning is Ka means Lord Brahma. Means Bhagavan Vishnu. Isha means Bhagavan Parameshwara. So Keshava means the Trinity of gods. That is the Trinity gods. That is, it includes Brahma, Vishnu, and Lord Shiva. So if you worship Bhagavan Vishnu, then you are worshipping Brahma, Vishnu, and Bhagavan Shiva. So Keshava has three meanings. A person who has beautiful hair is called Keshava. The killer of the Asura Keshi is called Keshava. And the Trinity gods Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. The three together, if you worship Lord Vishnu, then it implies that you are worshipping the three lords together. By that meaning also, Bhagavan Vishnu is called Keshava. So that's the meaning of Keshava. The next word, and that is the last word in this verse, is Purushottamaha. The direct meaning of this word Purushottamaha is that Purushasya Uttamaha idi Purushottamaha. That is, the supreme among all the beings is Purushottama. In Bhagavad Gita, that is in the chapter 15, verse 18, Bhagavan Krishna says, Yasmaksharamatiitoham aksharadabhichottamah athosmi loke vedecha prathita purushottamah. Bhagavan Krishna says, as I transcend the perishable material world and the imperishable cause of this material world, I am proclaimed in the Vedas as well as in the world as Purushottamaha. That is, this Jiva, it identifies with the body and mind, and that's why he is known as the Kshara Purushaha. This Jiva is known as Kshara Purushaha. When the Jiva identifies with the body, it feels that I am fat or I am slim, I am fair or I am dark, I have this disease, I do not have any disease, all this because the Jiva identifies with the body. Along with it, the ego also combines with it. That's why we feel I. When the jiva along with the ego identifies with the mind, then the jiva feels that I feel sad, I feel happy, I am excited, I am depressed, and all that emotions. When the jiva along with the ego identifies with the intellect, then the jiva feels that I know this, I do not know this, I have this degree, I have this status, all that. So all these are perishable. By time, everything is perishable. And so the jiva, when it identifies with all these temporary things, it is called as the Kshara Purusha. Bhagavan Vishnu is above this all this perishable. And that's how what Lord Krishna says. I am above this perishable things. And the imperishable is the Atma. The shadow or the reflection of the Atma is the Jiva. So when this Atma is imperishable, we saw it in the last verse itself. The Atma is imperishable. It cannot be destroyed in any way. And Bhagavan Vishnu is Paramatma, not this individual concept. Actually, the Atma is Paramatma only. One from the individual perspective, we tell it as Atma, we say it as Atma, but it is Paramatma. So he is beyond this imperishable. So Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says, I am beyond this perishable, that is the Kshara Purusha, and the imperishable Atma. And so, Lord Vishnu, that is Bhagavan Vishnu, is called as Purushottamaha. He is beyond the perishable and the imperishable Atma. So that's the meaning of the word Purushottamaha. And this ends the third verse. That is, and it has seven padas in it. In my next video, I will explain the next verse of Vishnu Sahasranama. कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि. ॐ तत्सत्.